Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing Anon from VulNyx. As a box for well solid medium. And yeah, let's get on to the video. As always, I'm starting by splitting my thermal serum. So we're running a netcover mine star 10.0.0.1/24/IT0 grep out for PCS. Doing this, we do get that beat the box in 0131. So do Control Shift Z, sort of map scan. So do mmap minus SC for default scripts, minus information. We'll scan out ports on the IP. We'll do minus V verbose. We do have a total of 2 ports open, port 8 open for HTTP, and also port 22 open for SSH. I'm start visiting port 80. And here we do get Apache 2 default page for Debian. So this is running Debian. We should see this within the mmap scan as well. I'm going to control the source code, and doesn't seem like we have any paths. I'm going to check forward var www HTML. We just have the default document root, right? I'm starting doing some more information. We're running a GoBuster. So do GoBuster dir mode -u into the IP address. We'll do -w for user share word list. We'll do dirbuster directory list with the medium.txt. We'll do HTML, txt, and also PHP. Looking at the mmap scan, you have a total of 2 ports open. Port 22 open for SSH. This is open SSH for Debian. Port 80 open for HTTP. So Apache for Debian. So after a while, we do get a anonymous connections here. I'm gonna visit anonymous connections. And we do get a anonymous scanner. We can enter an IP address. So I'm gonna control the source code. I do want to see what type of pattern they do have, which we do have a pattern. It does seem like we're only able to enter IP addresses for the target IP address. So we try to do some command injection. We'll do 10.0.175. We'll do this 410. It's not going to match your request, and also probably won't go through even through burp as well. So do 10.0.175 for my IP address. We'll do Control Shift O. I do want to start a TCP dump. We'll do -ICMP -I for each 0. We can scan that. And we do get a hit back from 131, right? So this is scanning. We do have, if I also do start my Python server, we should see port 80 shown up on that map scan as well. Yeah, so we do get the simple HTTP server, for Python. And we also do have some post and get requests for, to seem like for different types of directories here. Also some files. Before doing that, I want to do some more information under anonymous connections. So I just run a GoBuster against that. We need to have index.php, .html. But looking back at the Python server, it does seem like we're getting additional requests for within the mmap scan. So it is getting a get request. This should be easier to see if we run a PHP server. So do PHP -s for 10.0.175. We do some port 80 for the additional, for port 80. If we run that, it does seem like we do get a connection. And we also do get some requests. We get a hit back from the server. So basically it's getting some different methods. Your get options, get. We have a nice ports back. We do have options. We have get a .get.head, mmap lower check. Also do have a robots.txt. It is getting certain files. And it does seem like that's about it. So we do have a robots.txt. We do have a mmap lower check for that. We'll go under /victims here. We do have victims. I'm guessing this is going to be from this being stored as output. If we go to 10.0.175.log, we control your source code. You'll see that we do have port 80 open for that PHP server. So since we do have additional get requests from the server, coming from the server, we can actually put this into or create our own syntax for robots.txt. And we'll see if this is being outputted within the mmap scan. So I'm going to VI into robots.txt. So I'm going to start by making an entry for the user agent. So a user agent, this is basic syntax for robots.txt. We can also do disallow. A disallow, we can start by entering, since it is getting the file, we can do this for PHP and see if it's being logged. If it does get that file within, if it does get that robots.txt. If it does get it, which it does seem like it is getting it from the GET request, from the server, from the robots.txt, then most definitely this will execute. So we can do question mark, what is PHP system ID, got the robots.txt, we do have the system ID. So let's try to run this one more time for 10.0.175. See if we do get a hit back. And it is getting the robots.txt. Refresh this. Now we do have the ID command running. So since we can run any command, I'm going to go to pentest monkey. We'll go to rev shell. We'll start by getting a temp. We'll do this for 10.0.175, 9001. We'll do all wrap. So do you have 10.0.175 on 9001 for the reverse shell? I also do have our listener. So do 10.0.175. We do get a connect back. We'll check if it does get that robots.txt. So now it does seem like we got a hit back. Refresh that. Now we got a shell. Our terminals here. We do ID, and now we're under Hacktivist. I'm gonna start by running a sudo mycel. We do have a no password for all, so I'm gonna do a sudo switch users. I'm just gonna bash my SI. Sudo switch users. So I'm just gonna go back. It does seem like we don't have anything under here. I'm gonna start running a since we don't have a root flag or anything under here, I'm start running ifconfig. We'll do an IP adder as well. Usually when there's no ifconfig, we can run an IP adder to check for what we're under, right? So we do have 172, 10.0.10.10.10. I'm gonna start running a mmap for against 10.0.10.10.0 for the whole network to see if there's any other machines within internal machines within this network. So we'll do 10.0 or 10.10.10.0, and we'll do against the whole network, right? We'll do -v. And we do have a couple of Debian1 for 10.10.10 or for 10.10.10.20. So basically on 10.10.10, which is for 10.10.10.20. And that seems like that's the only host available, right? Let me take out verbose. And basically we just only have those two, right? We're on Debian1. Also do have a Debian2.private. Since we do have nmap on the machine, we can simply just run a simple nmap like how we did externally. So do -sc for default scripts for the enumeration. We'll just do on 10.10.20. We'll do -v. We'll just scan for all ports. And we also do have port 222. And this is going to be for OpenSSH for port 22. So I'm going to start by getting chisel onto the machine. So I'll make a directory for ports. We'll cd into port. We'll do for which chisel. So we can copy from user bin chisel to this directory. I'm going to start a Python server. So do Python 3 for 8081. We'll go into /home. We'll do 10.0.0.175 for port 81 for chisel. We'll transfer that binary onto the machine. And now we do have chisel, so I'll do chmod +x for chisel. So I did have to reset the machine. Now I can run commands on the machine, right? So if we go to home, we can go to, we can cd into hacktivist. We did have a chisel under here, so I'm gonna do Control R for chisel. I believe we did have the IP address for 10.10.10.20. We do have 10.10.10.20 for port 22. I do have my server running as well. So we do connect that. Let's try this one more time because I was port forwarding, but I did not port forward correctly to I did it to localhost 127.0.0.1 instead of 10.10.10.20, right? So now if we just do like a simple user for test, you'll see now we do have the service running properly on localhost. So I did have to reset the machine once again. It's probably my second time resetting the machine. So I did need to reset it because it doesn't seem like I can actually port forward or use chisel and also get a new connection on a different port. So I had to reset the machine once again. If we do ID, now I'm able to run commands. The reason for this is because I do want to run just run a bash -i. I want to do some enumeration since we do have all permissions. We can do sudo switch users. We do ID, we're under root. I don't want to run bash because it's not going to work. We'll go into /root. So I can start by doing some enumeration. We do have a bash _history. We'll cat that out. And under here, we do have a root for that super secure Docker. I want to put this into my leaf path for the password. I'll just put it in there so I can copy and paste. And now we can, since we do have the password of root, we can log into root once we do port forward. So in this case, I'm just going to copy, I'll do my SAR for chisel for 10.10.10.20 on 22.22. Let's cd into hacktivist. I does seem to be connected. Let's run it one more time for mmap. We'll just count for 22.22 on localhost -v. Now we can do SSH for root. So now we can SSH into root at 10.0.0, or we'll just do 127.0.0.1 for localhost on port 22.22. We did have that password. We clear my terminals, we do ID, and now we're in a root. After a while, we do get a valid user for Alfredo. I do want to make sure that you do chmod 700 for ID_SA. You can also, this is the script that I did use, specifying the target IP. We're just basically inputting variables inside for the user as well as for the target port and using the SSH key that we provide for the path. In this case, we do have it in the same directory that we do have for ID_SA and running a while true loop for against the word list and also against the ID_SA. So we do have the user as Alfredo. We'll do at 10.0.0.131. We'll do my site for ID_SA. We do ID, and now we're under Alfredo. So we do have a Docker. So I believe we can just go to SUID bin or GTFO bins for Docker. And we can get a shell. We can just copy this command here. Go back. It doesn't have the Alpine image, so it's gonna build it locally for us. And we should be in a Docker container. If we do ID, if we do cat/etc password, you'll see that we still have that user. So you can just do like a bash. We see into root, osmysla, and cat.root.txt. And also, if you did want to escape from this Docker container, you can just simply put your own, you can do like mk password for a hash file, or like you can do mk password for a hash, put it within the password file, and create your own user, and you should be on root, not within the Docker, but onto the machine for 10.0.131. So you do ls-a and counter root.txt. Well guys, pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.